Hi friends, the oil prices globally are falling down. The Brent crude oil is less than $25 per barrel, whereas another index, West Texas index that is followed in US, is now only around $20 per barrel. Of course, for India is Brent is more important. So some people predict that the prices will still fall further and could even go up to $10 per barrel in another 2-3 months. Of course, but in India, the government has decided not to pass on the benefits of low prices to the customers and has increased the excise duty by 8 rupees. So though the global prices have come down, Indians are paying more now for the petrol and diesel. I'm not going to talk about that today. I'm going to talk only about oil. What are the reasons why oil is going down? Of course, the demand is so low now because of global slowdown due to economic slowdown due to China coronavirus. But China has restarted its production now, factory production now. But US and Europe are reeling under coronavirus. So nobody expects that the demand will get a boost. Maybe it will happen in only the third quarter of 2020, not in the second quarter. Apart from that, there is an ongoing war between Saudi Arabia and led OPEC on one side and Russia on the other side. Russia is not a member of OPEC. So because of the falling demand, even much before coronavirus has struck, the OPEC has announced a cut because there is supply is much more, demand is much less. So Saudi Arabia led OPEC in December 2019 said they are announcing a cut in the production of 1.5 million barrels per day, BPD. And in March they said another further cut of 1.7 million BPD per day. But on the condition that Russia also announces a cut. But Russia decided not to announce any cut. The reason is very simple. Russia is under economic sanctions of US after its fight with Ukraine over the Crimean Peninsula. And as of now, the US shale oil production has been increasing every year. Now, US shale oil is contributing to more than 15% of the global production. And in fact, US shale oil production is much more than the production of both Russia and Saudi Arabia, the two other major players in the market. And US oil is almost exported. But shale oil extraction is much costlier than the conventional sedimentary oil basins. So even at $40 per barrel, it is not very economical for shale oil producers. But since they got deep pockets, they are surviving. Now Russia wants to drive them out of the market, make them bankrupt by keeping the prices very low. If the production goes up, so that 1.5 million BPD which was accepted by all the OPEC countries in December also expired yesterday, March 31st. From April 1st, there are no production cuts, and both Russia and Saudi Arabia have announced that they are going to increase the production. So that is why I said that the prices are expected to further go down. Already the prices are down by 60% from the beginning of 2020. First 3 months of 2020, oil prices are down by 60%, 60, and it's further expected to go down. So probably the shale oil production in US also will be a big hit because in US also coronavirus is spreading like anything. Yesterday 27,000 new infections, and today probably it will be much more than that. And many states are announcing lockdowns, not only the industrialized New England states in the Northeast, New Jersey and New York and Philadelphia belt. So more and more lockdowns and shutting down of economic activities mean the market will be much less, the demand will be much less. So a big churning is expected in the global oil industry in the next 3 months. Many people go bankrupt, but of course it will hurt Russia also, because for Russia it is the most important thing for foreign exchange, and by driving the prices low, they are also hurting themselves. But what happened? This is about producers, what you are talking about. What about the importers? World's biggest importer is China, followed by Japan and by India. There's a third largest importer of oil and gas. What they are doing? That is where strategic thinking, long-term planning comes into the focus. The original idea of me today to talk was about gas hydrates, because I was reading a report which has come yesterday about gas hydrates. What are gas hydrates? So colloquially it is called as fire ice. They are clathrate hydrates. Clathrate is a chemical word which means that there is one compound, it has got a atomic structure, it's lattice, and some other molecule or compound is trapped within that lattice. So therefore in gas hydrates, methane gas, mostly natural gas, mostly methane, CH4, is like a cage. That methane is trapped between the ice molecules. Not exactly molecules, the atomic structure. Ice of course is made up of water, and there are individual water molecules, hydrogen and oxygen, and they have got bonds, and within that lattice, in between the gaps, the methane gas is trapped. And because the water, which is normally a liquid, when it is formed, then under low temperatures it becomes an ice. So now the methane, which is trapped within the bonds, the lattice of water, cannot escape. So it is trapped. So this gas hydrates is a natural source. They are present in only at very low temperatures. So they are present in Arctic and Antarctic, in Canadian Alaska part, Canada north part, Alaska, in Norway northern part, Finland and Russian, and it is also trapped at very low temperatures below the surface, below the oceans. Some of them are even trapped very close to the continental shelf in the sedimentary basin, where conventional oil and gas is also available. But the problem is, the gas is present inside the lattice at high pressure, and because of low temperature, it is not able to escape that molecule, water molecule. There are the amount of reserves, of course, vary. The estimates vary. According to some estimates, around 1 lakh to about 11 lakh, 1.1 million exajoules, exajoules is, as you know, joules is a unit for energy. Exajoules is the amount of energy which is available as gas hydrates. And to understand the amount, how much, then it's better. The amount of total energy used by all the countries of the world last year is around 600 exajoules. So whereas the amount expected to be trapped energy within this gas hydrate is 1 lakh to 11 lakh exajoules. So put it in another manner, according to estimates by US Energy Agency, the amount of energy trapped is somewhere between 2.5 lakh to 7 lakh trillion cubic meters. Many countries are doing research on that. One of the pioneers has been Japan and US. In 2000, for almost 10 years, they have been doing research. Experimentally, they got in Alaska some positive results also. Later, US dropped out. Now, Japan is doing some research offshore on its own, nearby its own country. They are trying to do that. But the country which is maximum involved in the research of getting this out, this huge reserves out, is China. And fortunately for China, a lot of reserves are available in South China Sea. That is why China does not want exclusive control of South China Sea. That's why it has disputes over its neighbors in ASEAN like Vietnam and Philippines and even Taiwan and even Indonesia. That's a separate issue about the conflict in South China Sea. Because South China Sea contains a huge deposits of these gas hydrates, and China has developed the technology. There are different types of technology available for extraction. Of course, all technology is right now in experimental stage only. One is very simple. The problem is you have to extract the gas immediately. If you break open that lattice, then the methane gas will escape. That is lost forever. So you have to get it out immediately, and that is also at great depths. If you are taking it's available on the surface in Arctic and Antarctic, but China doesn't have any access to Arctic and Antarctic, so they are doing it in South China Sea. They drill it, will put a pipe and send hot water through it. The hot water, as you know, will melt the ice there, and it will allow the methane gas to escape, and then immediately they capture it also. That is one simple stuff, but the problem is, of course, how much of water you will spend. The world is becoming water starved. The other one is depressurization. They are trapped under high pressure. This gas is trapped under high pressure. So they are somehow putting a drill within the ice and removing the pressure, which allows the gas to escape in a controlled manner. But it's a very slow process. The third method is sending carbon dioxide, which will replace methane within the lattice. So methane will come out and carbon dioxide will go in. The carbon dioxide, we can utilize the exhaust gas from all the industries, which is creating all this global warming problem and all that. China is using the third thing right now, but it is also a very slow process. But a big breakthrough has come in March 2020. China has been doing this research for the last 7-8 years, but a big breakthrough, they have announced that they have taken around 8.5 lakh cubic meters out in a single day. Of course, it's a small thing when you think about the amount of oil and gas, hydrocarbons we use every day. But a big beginning. As you know, every big thing starts with a small step. It's a great first step. As I said, China has restarted. China wants to reduce its dependence upon hydrocarbons, which they are importing mostly from the Gulf. Because as we all know, the geostrategic importance of Malacca Straits, which US can block, and blocking China is access to energy resources, and all its factories will come to a grinding halt, bringing its economy also down. So China has been doing many things. This is a country which spent maximum on solar cells, on nuclear energy, now gas hydrates. So the multiple strategies to become a superpower. So China has already set its sights very firmly on energy independence. Yes, now energy security is the most important form of security these days. So very calculated, very with a clear focus, with a long-term strategy to become a global superpower, they are going. And they are developing new technologies which US is not doing. US cannot even take it. There are a lot of, this is also available, believed to be available not only in Alaska but also in the Gulf of Mexico. In India also we have a lot of deposits are believed to be there in the Krishna Godavari basin, from where India is also extracting conventional oil and gas also. So, but China is a pioneer, followed by Japan. US is not doing anything right now, and US is not even a member of UNCLOS. Right now there are no special conventions or international accord agreement for extraction beyond the EEZ in the deep oceans. But as technology matures, there will be something will come up in the future, near future there. So China is want to become energy superpower, not merely a economic superpower, which it is already, or an emerging military superpower. Every country wants to maintain its independence on strategic affairs, particularly on energy. Whereas the second world's biggest importer, Japan, is also doing its bit. But the third biggest importer, India, is doing many things. We don't bother about 20th century or 21st century. Our aim is to go back to probably some 10th century BC. So we are doing a lot of research on cow dung and cow urine, which is a magic potent actually. I'm not making fun of Gaumata. everybody should chant Gau Mata ki Jai, Gau Mata ki Jai. And there are some brilliant people who tali bajate hain, wo in the utensils and all that, which will kill coronavirus, the vibrations, etc. So enormous amount of research is going on in India to take us not merely forward, but fast forward. Maybe we'll go directly to 31st century. We'll bypass all 20th, 21st century. Let China, idiotic country, let it fight for the supremacy in the 21st century. Why should we bother? We already have all the knowledge, which is, of course, we can understand it. We are not able to understand all the knowledge because we are not drinking cow urine. As soon as everybody in India start doing it, suddenly everything will come out, and will become a mega power. So this is how it is. So maybe tomorrow I can talk about the global economic situation, including India. A lot of reports and stuff are coming. So maybe tomorrow. Let's see.